Okay, so you pull up to the house that you want to look at to potentially purchase. Then you look on the outside, and this is my property actually. I know my deck needs to get redone. So as far as an update with the deck, real quick, hate to get sidetracked with this, but yeah, my contractor called me. He's got anywhere from 40 to 50K to do the deck. It's 822 square feet. Other than that, go in the house, everything looks good. You don't see any cracks in the brick. You know, this house has been here for 40 plus years. So you look through here, like first thing I noticed like the slab, the concrete slab has settled a little bit, probably about an inch or so. Windows look good. They're all newer windows actually, but no cracks on the brick. And when I talked about, you can see the concrete foundation. There's no cracks in the foundation either. Deck is bad, but there's no cracks, so that's +1. Then you want to go inside. So the first thing you do, you say hi to the puppy that's greeting you. Hi, Pepper. Then the other one that's overlooking. Hey, Tex. And I'm going to be redoing this in one of my videos. I'm opening this up, getting rid of the closets. First you want to look at is kind of the age of the water heater. So remember I said the MEP, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. So let's look at the water heater. I looked at this house October of 21. And the first thing I saw was like, okay, all new ProPress. This has been replaced because in 1977, they didn't have ProPress. They had solder joints. So they did a really nice job with this house. So that tells me when I see copper, I have copper plumbing. Copper plumbing, for me, #1. PEX, #2. Nope. I'll take copper over PEX all day long. I'll argue with any plumber, any homeowner, anybody. If you're happy with PEX, okay, great, fine, you can have your PEX. Copper, I'll take that all day long. The nice thing with copper, you could insulate it, and you can actually maintain the heat and the cold in the copper versus like in plastic. You get that plastic maybe take, I don't know, I just think it's messed up. So back to the water heater. So that's a plus. We have a new tank. We have a shut off from the supply run. You can see it comes down through the wall back there. Comes through the wall, comes up behind the water heater, and this is shut off. I'm surprised they didn't put a shut off on the hot side, and this is why I'm saying this. So if you have to replace this water heater again, you literally have to drain. This is the first floor coming in. So all the copper pipes up above, all the water lines will be draining down through the tank, you know, in order to replace this tank in the future. So first thing on every tank, there's always a date. The manufacture date, right here, right above my finger. January 2nd, 2020. Like I said, I walked through this house in 21, and I'm like, okay, brand new heater. And on the paperwork, when you, it showed like the roof was done, so there was a permit pulled for the roof. They pulled a permit for this water heater, which I think is a waste of money and is a complete joke. Because if this was inspected, this would have failed. I literally just caught it today. This water heater technically fails on the gas line. So let me show you. There's a gas line coming down the wall. And it 90s through this 2x4. It's just a 90 inside there. Right? Well, you got a shut off. Then you got a whip. In the Midwest, they don't allow this shit. Whips are not, it's got to be all solid pipe to the water heater. This is like so easy to be a plumber out here. Easy peasy. Though, and what's funny though, they require the overfill drain The heat, like if it gets too hot, this will like open up and disperse, you know, the water. And it actually goes in the drain. There's a drain through the wall. We'll show that real quick. That's the water line that goes through. This is the water meter. And another plus, what do you see coming through the floor? You see copper. So that tells me I got a copper line going all the way to the PSO. PSO stands for property shutoff. And there's your updated meter. And that's the floor drain. And the other pipes in here, that's from the boiler in the other room. So, you know, that's a new thing. That's all like a Wi-Fi. However they read my water usage. But let's get back to the water heater. So back to the water heater. That's a fail. The gas pipe, there's no drip leg in there. And what's a drip leg? Well, a drip leg, in gas lines, you know, there's always going to be a little bit of sediment, particles, and so forth, because there may be, sometimes there could be moisture in there. And what I don't like about that little bit of pressure, how many ounces it is, going right to the gas valve, and that sediment to get to the gas valve, it could kind of like make the water heater start, you know, blocking gas. Will it? What are the chances of that happening? I doubt that'll happen, but a drip leg is supposed to be in there. I will show you the garage heater, you know, what to look. This is just something to what to look for when you're looking at the plumbing. So I was like, okay, cool. It's a new water heater. They can last 10 years. I've seen them last 15 years. So when I bought the house 2 years ago, I'm like, oh, shoot. I got till 2032, 2035, hopefully. Ring, it's a good water heater. And so other than that, the way the whip drops down, he's like, oh, well, that'll act like a drip leg. Actually, it doesn't. You know, like it was like a P-trap. No, it doesn't work that way. Shit'll still fly up. It could. Chances of it will. I doubt it. But the next time this ever gets replaced, I'll probably end up doing it. I don't have a Pro Press. I would hope all this is right on the money, where I could just do a simple. I would actually want a 50-gallon. This is only a 40-gallon. But then they did put in all new flue pipe. And let's go through the closet. We could take a look at that. All new flue pipe. Slightly pitched up, which is correct. Comes through the wall. And it goes to a Y. It's a, looks like a 863Y. Right into the, goes right up the chimney, clay tile. So, let's get to, so basically you're okay with this. Minus the drip leg. What I said, what I think is a joke is that, they didn't inspect it. They pulled a permit, but they didn't inspect it. Here's what's funny. The neighbor next door, about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer, 6 weeks ago, their hot water heater went out. And they had to get it replaced. It was an emergency deal. I couldn't believe what he said, what he paid. I was like, holy shit, they made a shitload of money. And, well, guys might have been on double time, whatever. But, I think he spent like almost $2,000. Just for a 40-gallon water heater. Well, permit, you know, they had it inspected. Well, there wasn't a drip leg in there. So the inspector caught it. Good thumbs up for him. And made the plumber come back and put a drip leg in there. It's like, come on, guys. You do this for a living. Do the job right. And this way here, all homeowners don't know these things. They don't know a drip leg is code. But I'm telling you, as a home, you know, as a contractor, to you as a new homeowner that doesn't know these things, you should have a drip leg. And now let's go in the garage. Like, what the hell does that look like? Let's go in the garage. My unit heater has one on there. All right, here's my unit heater. She's an old girl, an old Peerless. That thing's 47 years old. This is a drip leg. See how my gas line comes across. There's my shutoff. And then here's the drip leg. think you're supposed to have like 3 or 4 inches. Some areas require 6 inches. I know in the Midwest. But this is a short drip leg. And then from there, so when the gas comes through, the sediment just drops and just fills this up. If I took this cap off, you may see some dirt and debris in there. And then from there, the whip goes to the gas valve and the fan and yada yada. Yeah, so that's what a drip leg looks like. All right, so the next thing, like I said, we saw a garage heater, and we've seen that was old. That's 47 years old. Chances, how long can that heater last? Well, depending on how often you know, it's not like that heater is running 24/7. Yeah, because I keep the garage at like 55. It'll run only randomly when it's like below 25 degrees. The standing pilot, it'll work. I have like 2 or 3 spare thermocouples. And if you don't know what that is, that's where if you have a standing pilot, it senses the flame, and that goes right back to the gas valve to let the gas valve know that there is flame, in order so when it calls for heat, I don't want to get too technical, the gas valve will open the main valve to turn on the main gas burners of the appliance. So, all right, having said that, okay, we was like, okay, cool, the water heater's in good shape. The garage heater, we may have to replace that. That could be, if you could do it yourself, you could probably do it for 500 bucks. If you hire someone, they may charge you 1,800. So let's walk over to the boiler room. I don't have forced air heat. I have a boiler. And wouldn't you know, original, 47 years old. A Galaxy, you old timers out there, you remember the Galaxies? Oh man, these little guys, these suckers are heavy. They could weigh like 300 pounds. But again, oh my God, I just noticed it. The gas line, same thing. It just straight down, no drip leg. How the hell has this been, how people have gotten away with this shit? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Again, that's actually wrong. I'm just being straightforward. Is it the end of the world? No, it's not. And then now, I actually had my plumber come in and put ProPress. Look at all these. I have 3 separate zones. I want to be able to drain everyone, get all the air out, and do whatever I have to do. All new ball valves. These had gate valves. And some of them, like the return lines, this is the return line coming down. The return line did not even have any of these in here. I added these because that way you can shut it off, keep it tight, and if you got to replace a pump, unfortunately, I wanted to shut off there, and I wanted to shut off below it. This is a new Tyco pump. Awesome freaking pump with 007. These are freaking, these will last forever. There was one in there. It was semi-acting up, and I'm guessing it was 30 years old. I don't think it was original, but yeah, this is all brand new as of October of last year. I had them put this in, a new backflow prevention, the water fill. I had a video. I replaced the zone valve, just this part. The other 2 zone valves. Everything's working fine. There, she just kicked on. She runs good. It's been super clean. And so the boiler, it's up to you. The flue looks good. I don't see any condensation. I don't see any like rust on top of the boiler. It's just little things to look for. I don't see any signs of rust anywhere when I had opened up took the door off and all that. Everything looks great. So other than that's 2 appliances with no drip leg. I know for a fact that I did talk to my plumber just because of my back, you know. I'm like, what's the worst case scenario this will cost me? And you know, he's like 4,500 bucks. But at least it won't be as bad, because I was looking at the boilers that I was looking at that we're talking about. The boiler itself was 2,800 bucks. So, you know, if he's looking to make $2 grand, you know, 1,800 bucks, $2 grand, it would take him less than a day to do this. because you just have to drain the lines. I mean, it's to get the air out of the system, easy peasy. You know, plumbers make $125 an hour. If you got a good reputable plumber, they're going to charge you $125 an hour, and I'm okay with that. All right, that's appliance number 2. What else we got? All right, now you may be looking at, okay, a sink. It's like, okay, it looks like someone did the kitchen in here. Yours truly. And, you know, is everything done right? I know it is. Unfortunately, I didn't have a vent anything in here where I was able to, I don't think I was able to vent it through here. Just the way the location was. But I put a Studer vent in. And I'll show you what a Studer vent looks like. But what I like testing water pressure. Water pressure is good. Kind of a different thing. So I do like that. That works out great. Hot and cold. It's one big old sink. Yeah, let's look at what a cabinet's full of stuff. Cleaning products. But I'll show you what a Studer vent is. See that guy up there? That's a Studer vent. So what happens is, you know, I got my P-trap, okay? And obviously this stops the gases from coming back up through the disposal and up through the sink. So you come down, you get your P-trap, keep going through, and then that's going right to the main sewer main. Well, the Studer vent's right there. It'll suck air in, and it'll actually allow to drain properly. That's what a Studer vent looks like. Okay. Well, I had just explained this. I forgot to press record. Okay, so when you want to check a sink, usually inspectors do it, but you, as a homeowner, turn the faucet on. You can actually time to tell how long the water's already warm. Because literally, from this point, and see how it drains just fine? I can run this all day long. All day. It doesn't fill up, doesn't clog up. Does the drain? Actually, the drain thing does not work. Interesting. Okay. It's an old sink. I'll be replacing all this in the future. But that's how a sink is supposed to function. That's the proper way. You can do the same thing for the tubs, the showers. Run the water for a period of time. And if this is a property you're going to buy, it's very important to check this out. And like I said, these are the plumbing issues that you need to check out. So let's go down the hall. And family room, down the hall. There's Pepper. As you walk around, you can look at things like, this is brand new carpet, so you won't see any ripples. Let's go into here. Let's go into the ensuite that I built. This used to be a deck. This used to be an old, this outside was all windows. So I'm going to show you something. Do you remember the bubbles? How the water looked in the sink? You see how smooth? You can like kind of like, it's like crystal clear. I'm going to pause this and go to the other sink. There's the other sink. See, you can't see through it. Can't even see my finger. It's just a simple, cheap sink. Or I should say, that was a cheaper faucet. Now, let's look at these sinks that we purchased and I installed. You can see my finger. See the shadow? See my finger in there? Well, if you could guess how much that faucet costs, this is not a chest puff or anything. When my wife was ordering these, I thought she said, I'm like, oh, so how much for, we got two, we got the dual sink and all that, how much for the faucets? She's like, oh, it was just under like $500. You know, just under $500. And I'm going, oh yeah, cool, $250 a piece. I'm like, okay, should be a decent soft faucet, you know, being Delta. No, that was $500 each faucet. That's a $500 faucet. Comes with this, the trap, hard to get to. Then you want to test your traps and stuff and everything when you run water. But isn't that cool? See how like there's no bubbles in there whatsoever? That's a $500 faucet versus probably an $80 faucet. Water holds. Plumber did a good job. Let's see how fast it drains. Plumber did a good job. I'm just facts. Okay, now we got a 70-inch tub. And like I said, this new, you know, renovation, everything you see is everything that I did. So when I talk about construction, there's nothing about that I don't know how to do. And that's what makes me a great contractor, construction manager, because I know what I'm talking about when I'm working with other contractors. You know, I relate with them. I know the language. I understand what's right, how it's supposed to be done and not supposed to be done. Are there newer things today that may be different that I don't know about? I'm sure there is. I've been out of the field a little bit, not too long enough to miss something new. And then, you know, like I said, for plumbing, you come in here, and this is what blows my mind. Tub fillers. This guy right here. Never installed one. This thing is like freaking stout. Well, this is a 60-gallon tub, 70 inches soaker tub. Well, how long do you think it'll take to fill a 70 or a 60-gallon soaker tub? So my wife was looking at faucets. I remember we were looking at them. We're like, you get for like $900, $1,100. Well, now you want to pay attention to the GPM. Gallons per minute. And she saw some that were like 7 gallons per minute, 9 gallons per minute. I'm like, whoa, like that's going to take forever. 60 gallons. And say, I think it was like 7 or 8 gallons a minute. This sucker is 15 to 17 gallons a minute, if I'm not mistaken. It's a lot. I can fill this tub up in less than 5 minutes. And it'll drain in less than 5 minutes. So check out the flow of a high-end. That comes out like a freaking, the amount of water that comes out of that is insane. Insane. Again, that's already hot with shit. And this is a Delta, one of their higher ends. You're gonna throw up when I tell you how much this is. This is our forever home. This is for us. Would I do this in a flip? If it was a, you know, seven-figure home, $1 million home, 100%. And so right now there's 2 passes in this house. Well, everything almost passed except for the drip legs. There's no drip leg on a water heater that was brand new. And there's no drip leg on a boiler from day one. So that was 2. I can't believe the guy missed that drip leg on the boiler. But this faucet, $2,000. That's that faucet. Do I think it's worth every penny? Well, my wife could fill up the soaker tub in like less than 5 minutes. So by the time she gets all ready to go in there with her Epsom salt, whatever, ready to, you know, get nice and soaky. And I was the one that said, let's get a big one, the 70-incher, because when I got in there, it was so comfortable. I could literally just lay in there with my legs stretched out. I'm 6 foot, and I fit in there perfectly. So, what did we learn from today? From what I've told you, when you're walking in a home, what to look for on the plumbing features. You know, one, age of equipment, like the water heater. You know, is the gas piping done right? You know, does the water heater? I don't think I touched base on it, but the water heater should have an expansion tank. I prefer copper over any other materials. Like the boiler, because I was in the HVAC industry. Is it old? But when you see that all these valves, everything else has been updated, and you got ball valves all over the place to control it, to drain, you know, to bleed, get the air out of the system. And you can see that there's a new pump. It's just a matter of like, okay, we may have to replace the boiler. It might not be the end of the world. It's like, okay, let's figure $5 grand for a boiler. Okay. And that's if you want to do that, you know. So it's like, don't let that deter you from buying a property, but at least you're aware that one day this boiler will go out. And so we're kind of prepared. I've actually thought about just buying a boiler and just having it sit in the garage. Water pressure. You want to make sure you have good water pressure on the property. You want to make sure all the sinks drain properly. You want to make sure you have good water pressure, like I said, at all the sinks, at all the fixtures, every single fixture in the house. If I went through this house and counted how many fixtures we had, there's quite a bit. I couldn't even tell you, you know. I guess let's play a game. And I'll keep, you know, talking. So, toilet's a fixture. Toilet's brand new. Everything works good. The toilet doesn't wobble. There's no stain marks at the bottom. It doesn't leak. So this is number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Shower's number 5. This is the other bathroom that has to get updated. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Okay. This bathroom is going to get gutted except for the shower. The shower will stay. And the toilet's going to go over there, and the sink's going to come this way. This is just a weird setup. Okay? So we're at 8. 9, 10, 11. Shower. Tub shower, Whirlpool. Number 12. Can you count that as 13? Maybe. It is a fixture. It's a washer, and it does drain. So then that would be number 14. 15, 16, 17. That's 17 pieces. Now, I didn't talk about the dishwasher, really. You know, like this dishwasher, probably, I don't even know how old it is. I could probably figure it out. That was actually upstairs. The fridge was upstairs. And the stove. Those 3 were upstairs. We brought them down here, and we ended up just buying a new microwave down here. But there's 17 fixtures in this house. Plumbing fixtures, I guess. You know, I guess, do you count the washer? It is a fixture. You want to make sure that drain works. And so the last and final thing, okay, the sewer line. Now, I do remember, I talked about in another episode that we didn't have the sewer backed up from the drain in this closet. The closet in this room. Water was coming out of there. It was primarily water because people were taking showers. So, yeah, it's still wastewater. Gross. Well, I actually had this wall wide open. I had this all gutted. And there was actually no access to the sewer line in this house. Ever. Nowhere. I added that access. So 45, so they could get the fish tape on an angle to go there. I added that. But the sewer line, technically I couldn't even get it scoped. There were no cleanouts in this property. Yeah, There was no effing cleanouts, which is crazy. So let's go outside real quick. Hey, buddy. Let's go outside. I lock the door so if someone comes by, the dogs don't attack them. And believe it or not, I was real lucky. It cost me $1,100. The sewer's down like, I think it was like 7 feet down from there. The pipe, 7 feet down below. So I had to clean out. That'll go this way, and then the way they did the Ys, that one will go that way. It'll go down the driveway, and to the very end, it's about 120 some feet down there, and where it ties into. So mid driveway, there was another root. There was a tree root right there, probably from one of these. But the cool thing about that is where they put these new cleanouts, the tree root, that got cut out. So the one I have to worry about is the one down the driveway, and it's approximately right there where my finger, point of my finger is. And that's why I probably won't ever asphalt the driveway or do concrete. I'll do this pad, the pad up here. Keep getting sidetracked. I'm going to redo all the sidewalk and all this area here. I know it's like, woo, woo, woo. So you want to make sure you do a scope on the sewer line. But if you run all the fixtures and everything, you're listening, and if you have like a pair of channel locks or like access to that, that's stuff that I did in my last house. I opened it up, and what was happening, water wasn't draining. I had to get the lines rotor-rooted, so I actually had the seller of the property pay for that, get it cleaned out. So I didn't have to pay for it. But I learned I had to do that every single year at that particular property. This home, I mean, like I said, the entire line is in beautiful shape. There's no cracks, nothing's busted, in great shape. So that's the plumbing side. I'm gonna do another video of other things to look at, because this could get to like a 4-hour video. It's already long enough. Sorry, Jack. It's just impossible. I can't do it. Try to do videos up to 20 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. I can't do it. I'm trying. It's like there's so much to talk about. I know I talk a lot too, but as a first home buyer, your plumbing side is very important to look at, you know, and see what you're willing to do. Are you willing to, and we'll go into another video of that. Other than that, guys, I hope you learned something from this. If you're looking for a home, this is a little phase, the steps to follow, to look at, what to look for. Even though you don't know anything about plumbing or heating, this is what to look for, how it should be done, and that's code. So happy house hunting and good luck, and I hope this was informational for you. Take care, guys, and again, thanks for watching.